Hi there. I am out here in the garden. It is probably about 6 o'clock p.m. so the sun is heading down to set for the day eventually. And Nate headed off to football practice and I just ate dinner. His dinner is on keep warming in the oven until he gets back. And I thought, while he's gone, maybe I'd walk around the garden and just like kind of check out what's blooming. And I thought maybe I'd take you guys along with me. So let's start up at the top of the lane and see what's happening. Alrighty, up here it is looking very colorful, and these are all perennials. There's not one annual in here until you get to those 3 little sun patiens. So my goal up here was just a really pretty shrub and perennial garden that was full of color, and I didn't want to have to add a bunch of annuals in here. And so I'm getting there. I've got like a red hibiscus there, a hot coral phlox, there's some lupin, some white daisies and coneflower in there, and then this beautiful combination of the Georgia peach heuchera and the caramel heuchera with the blue spruce, and then this green and purple stokesia is just looking really colorful. I'm also excited because my allium is finally growing back again. Every time it grows back, the bunnies come out here and eat it up. And I thought bunnies were not supposed to eat allium, but the bunnies in my yard are like, I call them mutant bunnies. They're like zombie bunnies because they literally eat the weirdest things that you're like, I thought I was safe on that one, but apparently not. So yes, they are eating my allium. I have literally seen them out here munching this down several times. It grows up a few inches, they munch it back. Grows up a few inches, they munch it back. So I'm next year going to put bunny repellent on it for sure to start out the season. Some of my favorite things in this garden are the Quickfire Fab hydrangea and this beautiful what is it? Shenandoah grass. It's so airy and mystical looking, and it looks really pretty blowing in the breeze, and it does really well out here in this sometimes boggy, wet, floody area. So I'm really happy with that. And then this one again is another one of my favorite plants out here. This is called the Quickfire Fab, and it has just a really pretty pink color on it. I cut some last year and saved them. I've got them in a little vase in my house that I dried, and they're so colorful and beautiful. I'll try to keep my shadow out of the shot because that's kind of annoying, but we've got some colorful stuff going on in here. Again, I kind of duplicated what I've got up there with a blue, this isn't a spruce, it's a, what is this called? It's gonna drive me nuts. Juniper, blue juniper, and beneath it I have got the caramel heuchera. I have some of the purple knockout salvia, and in between that I've got some sedum. This is neon sedum that I transplanted, so it doesn't look the greatest, but it will do a lot better up here because it gets full sun. And then in front of that I have the peach flambe heuchera. So that area is looking really good. And then, yeah, as you come down here, there's lots of great colors going on, textures. And this is kind of, we're leaving the lane and we're heading into what I call the gully. So we go through here to the gully, and my Landseer that I transplanted the other day, I dug it all up, cleaned the grass out of it, replanted it. It's looking pretty great. Considering the weather that we've had. It was really, really hot and then cold, and now it's hot again. So it's hanging on in there. Let's see here. My hibiscus are probably almost done blooming. I do see more buds coming up, so they'll probably throw some buds on here again throughout the end of the summer, but they did really good this year. So this is right here, this is like what I do sometimes. I just experiment. So I wasn't sure what to plant in here because everything I plant in here just does not survive. It it dies for whatever reason. And my alliums, they pop up. They did just fine this past year. So I threw some impatiens in there because I can get impatiens to grow anywhere, you guys. It's crazy. And look at how great they're doing. All my cleome kind of died. I did sprinkle seeds in here to hopefully it'll come back next year. But next year I'm going to flood this thing with impatiens, maybe just one straight color. That way it will be a different color than my living river here. But look at this. This is my Jack Manii Clematis that's blooming, and I'm so excited because Nate, ever since I told him, you know, he needed to be careful when he weed whips in here, this has been able to have a chance to grow up my trellis there. So I'm really excited about that. Let's see here. We've got this living river, just looks gorgeous. One of my favorite things I did this year. It's been pretty hot all day, so you can tell it's a little droopy, but that's about as droopy as it gets. And then in the morning when the sun comes back out, it just gets so much color. I love it. In here, all my little patches of impatiens are doing good. I was contemplating cutting all of these off, but the little finches have been out here. We've got little tiny finch birds that eat these. And then I also like it when they reseed themselves. I have quite a few coneflower that just pop up in my garden year after year, and I didn't plant them. They just volunteered because I left the seeds. So that's kind of what I'm doing. I love this little patch right here of the impatiens and the different heucheras that are in there. I've got the caramel and the primo black pearl with the big hosta that just kind of surround it. This hosta is really pretty. It gets quite a bit of sun. It's called Remember Me, and I want to get out here and do an actual hosta tour. I know he keeps saying that, but we've just been pretty busy. And it's cool because it's really white. The more sun it gets, the more kind of really, really pale yellow and white it gets. And these are my other neon sedum that I transplanted. I had them back there in like the death spot. Everything I plant there dies as well. So, well, not everything, but this particular area right there, everything dies. Like, I'm telling you, everything. So I have gotten other things to grow in different spots in here, but that particular spot is a death trap. These were in there and they hardly did anything, and so I saved them, moved them here, and they're finally blooming. This is my favorite sedum. It's called Neon. And then, let's see. Of course, the flag is looking beautiful tonight. And underneath it, I've got, again, another patch of lipstick impatiens. And all these impatiens in here, you guys, are called beacon impatiens. I believe it was 2020, the year of 2020, they came out with a new breed of impatiens called beacon impatiens, and they were bred to not get the downy mildew. I used to plant impatiens down here every year, and about halfway through the summer they would all come down with the downy mildew, and they would just look sick. I don't really know how it didn't get like, it wasn't powdery mildew, it didn't get like a disease on them. They would basically just quit blooming and just look like anemic or something. Like, I don't know how to explain it. They looked really sick, and it's called downy mildew, and that's what happens to a lot of impatiens. Well, thank God we've got really smart people who breeded a new variety of impatiens, and they're called beacon impatiens. I kind of had given up on impatiens. I was like, I'm sick of spending my money on impatiens every year and then they just die. And so I'd given up. I was kind of just going with begonias, which I love begonias too. But I was up at the garden center and I had seen this new label in 2020 and it said beacon impatiens. And I asked Lizzie, the girl at the garden center, my friend there, what they were, and she told me they're supposed to resist downy mildew. So, like, you know what, I'm gonna try them one last time. We'll try these new beacons, and you guys, I have never looked back. It was such a good decision. They are perfect I've never once seen any form of disease on them, downy mildew or anything else. They just perform so great. And so ever since I've been buying seeds, well, the last three years, I believe, I bought seeds and seeded them myself in my sister's greenhouse. So if you are dealing with the same issue, when you go to the garden center, make sure you look on the tag and it will say Beacon Impatiens, and those ones are the ones you want to get if you deal with downy mildew like I did for years. But back to the tour. This little area is just looking beautiful. I love all my hosta in here. They've been in here for quite some time, so they're all pretty mature. I've got some really pretty Brunnera right here. This is the Queen of Hearts Brunnera. And then I planted some Beacon Impatiens along my path here. And we'll just maybe walk through here so you can see this. I still have to salvage some more pellets so that I can make my path go all the way. Right now I have it to there, which I gotta fix that one. They're just laying on the ground. It's nothing fancy. And I need more pallets so I can take it to there. But for now, I really like it just to that little bench. It does just fine. Got lots of great hosta in here. This little section right here is really neat. I'm loving this as well. I threw a bunch of impatiens in there, and then I've just been adding the creeping Jenny to kind of take over. This is a purple, no, this is a, yeah, I think it's a forever purple heuchera, and I think it looks really pretty with all of that creeping Jenny. Let's see here. This is a King of Diamonds Brunnera. This Brunnera performs the absolute best for me. I have several different types of Brunnera in my yard, and this one for sure is the best performing. It has a really nice growth habit. You can see it's a really cute little mound. The leaves are nice and big, and they don't brown up like some of the other ones. Like this is a Jack Frost. I came in here and I picked off all the brown leaves. Some of them I missed, but it is coming back with some new foliage, and it's looking a lot better, but you can see the difference. So these are the Jack Frost right here, and then it goes over to, this is actually Queen of Hearts, and these have a little bit of browning on them, but not as bad as my Jack Frost did. And then I've got some Alexander's Great over there, and this bed right here is kind of, here, I'll get out of here and show you. It's a work in progress. It's kind of it's supposed to be like a rainbow bed. I'll kind of get up from here, but it's like a rainbow of colors. So I've got the Brunnera is the last row, which I just put in this spring. So it's, you know, it'll take a minute to fill in. And then these are the next row is the Autumn Frost hosta. And I think I started out with like 4 of those, and I split them all last year, so they are gonna probably take a little bit of time to grow on. You can't really see it, but the next layer is a Primo Black Pearl heuchera, and I need to move them. They keep getting smaller and smaller every year. They don't have enough sun in this area, so I unfortunately need to move them, which is fine. And then I've got the Japanese painted fern right there. And then kind of same thing with this heuchera. This is the Georgia Peach heuchera, and it does all right, but I can see like that one right there. See how small it is? I mean, it started out as a big, beautiful heuchera. So I'm kind of dragging my feet on that because it's not terrible. It does provide some color in there, but I could come in here with impatiens and do a row of that instead, and then just put that heuchera somewhere where it will do good. Then this is a little row of mouse ears. And then in front of this is just some impatiens I put in here, and then all these plants I dug up from my yard. So this is a Brunnera I dug up, a the dark side of the moon heuchera. Not sure. Oh, that's an I Spy heuchera, and then I think a brim cup hosta. There's like a shattered tag in here. Yeah, brim cup. I just dug them up from my yard. So that's kind of what that looks like. I'm still waiting on my brother to make me a Bunny Boulevard sign that I want to put up here. And I want to show you guys this. I tested this Brennera out. I put it here. This is just called a Variegata Brennera. See if I kept a tag. Yeah, I'll show ya. So Variegata Brennera. This is my favorite Brennera. This one and then the Looking Glass, but this one I like a little bit more than the Looking Glass because it just stands out. I tested it right here and I wanted to see if I liked it. I do in fact love it. It has put on growth in here, and so I'm going to get more and put them all along the edge of this little tree line here. This area is looking pretty good. All the impatiens you see in here, they volunteer. They did this last year too. I'm not sure why, but I love it. So it looks kind of messy, but I just leave them because they're pretty. This area is looking really nice too, coming together. Same thing with that impatient right there. I did not plant any orange impatiens. I've actually never planted orange impatiens down here, but that just volunteered this year, so I kind of let it do its thing. Oh, I see my, what is it, Autumn Joy? No. Autumn Joy or something else. I'm blanking on the name, but sedum is blooming. So that's really pretty. That wasn't blooming the last time I've been out here. And this is pretty much full shade, you guys. When I planted this, it wasn't as much shade, but these trees up here have just gotten bigger and bigger, and so it just shades this area a lot more. And they still do great. I mean, I might eventually move them just so that they do get more sun, but they do just fine in here. There's another one right there. So that one's kind of getting a lot more shade because of the hosta. It's kind of cool, like our gardens just evolve over time. You know, some trees, some canopy trees just get bigger and bigger and they provide more shade and you have to kind of rework your gardens. Maybe something that worked 5 years ago isn't really working anymore, and so you just have to get creative and maybe move it in another spot and it will do just great. I've got so many success stories of how I moved things to a different spot because of something I couldn't control, and they did so much better. Sometimes a tree will get struck by lightning or break or rot out or whatever, and then it comes down and you end up having more sun than you had previously. And so you have to kind of just roll with it and adjust as you go along. But that's kind of the fun of gardening. I feel like if I came out here and there was never anything for me to do or never anything for me to move around or try to make better, like I would just get, I don't know. My mom always taught me never to use the word bored. She's like, the Christian's life is never boring. And it's true. But like, sorry mom, but I kind of just would get bored out here if there was nothing for me to do. So I really love coming up with solutions to what might look like a problem. And then you're just like, oh, that was actually really fun. And I got to see that plant thrive in a new home. But I want to show you this right now because there's something about this one over here on the side of the house that I just love. It's so simple. It's one of the first gardens I really worked on here at my house, and it doesn't have tons of plants in it. It's just like strategically placed plants, and they're in a great spot, and they do what they're supposed to do in that spot all season long. And so I just really love this garden. I'll show you. Right up in here, I have a giant Annabelle hydrangea. Oh, look. Hi, buddy. You gonna hang out with us today? Surprised you're not squeaking at me. No, you're just gonna leave. They sit on here and just watch me and squeak at me when I'm in my garden. But I've got a giant Annabelle hydrangea there, just impatiens that I plugged in here all along the way. And then I've got some Great Expectation hosta right there. I have one Francis William hosta right there. Right here I have two Wine and Roses Weigilla. Right down here I have a Halcyon hosta, and then 3 Visions in Pink Astovie. And then right up here you can see this beautiful Annabelle just like draping over my retaining wall. And so this is like one of my favorite things to look at. I think somebody asked me in the comments. I have to say, like, you guys are so nice. all the comments are so nice and so many. Like, it's so hard. I read them all, but it's so hard to respond to everybody. So please know I read all your comments. I try to like heart them so that you know that I read them. If you ask me a question, I try to respond, but there is so many good people out there watching my movies that bring me so much joy and encouragement. Like, I can't thank you guys enough for all of your comments. So I apologize if I don't get to all the comments and the questions. I was thinking maybe this winter when I don't have much to do, maybe I'll go through and try to compile all the questions and like do one or 2 or 3 big videos and answer all your questions, because you guys certainly deserve that for sticking with me through all my movies. But anyway, I feel like somebody asked me what my favorite view is in my garden this year, and I don't think I answered you yet. So I'm going to tell you right now, this is one of my favorite views right here. Right here. I just love standing on this hill and looking at all these beautiful curves. Like kind of like right here. I love looking at this beautiful curve that goes down, and then it comes around here with the impatiens, the colorful impatiens. It just carries your eye down there, and then that bright hosta on the end, and then it curves again. There's just something about this view that I love. I don't know. Of all the different views in my garden, I just love it. The Annabelle that drapes, and then just this really simple little cute windy garden. I love it. So that's probably one of my favorite views, for whoever asked. That was a great question. I have many other favorite views. One is standing up there in the gully looking down towards the flag. Whew, I love it. Any view with the flag in it, sign me up. So that's what we have down here. Lots of great colors going on. And I tell you what, you guys, ever since I moved my bird bath out of there, I loved it. If you would have told me, Jessica, move your bird bath, you're gonna love it, I would have said, no, I don't think I am. I'll probably love it in the spot I moved it, but I'll still miss it where it was. And I am here to tell you, full stop, 100%, I do not miss it here at all. So there's another little punch of encouragement. If something is just bothering you, move it to another spot. The worst that can happen is you don't like where it went and you move it again or you put it back. But like, you're never gonna know something amazing unless you step out of your comfort zone and try something new. And why not do it with gardening? Like, it's not like life or death situations. Well, I guess it's life and death for the plant, because the plant could die, but it's not like you're killing something that is really, really important. Hey buddy, you're so cute. Man. So out here, this is another project I'm working on. I need to move that hosta so that I can make a path in here. And I was thinking I might just dig that hosta up and bring it to my mom's house because we just cleaned out a bunch of her fence line, and we're gonna just chuck it full of great plants. So I thought I'd bring it out to my mom's house because she doesn't have that hosta, and that's one of my favorites. It's called stained glass. And we'll just walk down here. Oh, now the chipmunks are squeaking up a storm at me. How dare she talk to me when I'm gathering my nuts? Look at all these plants. I'm probably going to bring a lot of these out to my mom's house too. So the other day I got these at the Meijer store for half off. These are Patriot, I think. And Patriot has been around for years and years and years. It's such a great hosta. And can you believe it? I don't have that in my garden. I think I might have one Patriot, but it wasn't tagged, so I can't be sure. But these are another great heuchera. This is just the tried and true Palace Purple. So I think I might bring some of those out to my mom's. These are geraniums that I really want to plant in my yard, but I just don't know if I have the right spot for them. So I might bring those out to my mom's. We'll see. So that's about it for now. Everything's looking great for mid-September. And I wanted to get out here and do just a little mini tour walkthrough with you guys because I'm going to be really busy the next few days. I have to sing for our church's women's conference on Friday and then all day on Saturday. So, and then we also have practice for that on Thursday. Today's Wednesday. And so I will be busy doing that. And then on Sunday, I have to sing at what's called Royalty on the River. And it's a event put on for the girls, the young girls in the community, like teenage girls that just, they're searching and they want to learn more about Jesus. And so I'm going to be doing a worship set. I'm going to be singing for about an hour of a bunch of worship songs, some Christian music, and so I've got that on Sunday. So I just don't know when I'm going to have time to get back out here to hang out with you guys. So I thought we'd at least take advantage of this time we have tonight. And I have to show you one other view that I really love, and we'll end there. This is my bird bath that I moved, that I'm so glad I moved. So I love to stand right here and look this way. And it's really hard to see in person. This is kind of, I guess, a better view, not in the widescreen, but you can't get the whole view in the screen, so I kind of have to go around in a circle, but you get the gist of it. I can see, standing here, I can see all these beautiful colors down here with the ladies' mantle and heucheras, and then that really pretty walkway with the boxwoods and Cleome, the bird bath, the windy path. Like, it's, I don't know, there's something about this. And then the flag just looks really pretty. This is another view that I really like. Well, thank you guys so much for coming out here with me tonight. I sure appreciate it. And I just want to, again, thank you for all of your comments, your encouragement, and just poking on the movie and watching. I wasn't gonna, should I say this? I don't know. I feel weird. Am I gonna cut this out? I'll say it. Maybe I'll keep it and maybe I'll cut it out. But I never, when I started making these movies, I never, ever, 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 ever in my wildest dreams, there were no dreams, imagined people actually watching them other than my family. So when I started this, I just was doing it for fun because I'm kind of a more creative person and I thought it was really fun. And my mom liked watching them, my mother-in-law liked watching them, my grandma and my aunt liked watching them. And so I kind of just kept doing it, and I think I had like 18 people watching, and they were all my family members. And I'll never forget when I had like 19 people, and then there was another person, there was 20 people watching me. There were 2 people that had no clue who I was, that they poked on my subscribe button and they wanted to watch. Like, I couldn't believe it. Two people. And then 3 and 4 and 5, and now there's so many of you. Like, I just can't really tell you how much I appreciate it. So from the bottom of my humbled heart, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I'm gonna go now. So hopefully I'll see ya next time. Bye. Hey buddy. What are you doing? Perfect timing. Nate just got back. We'll go get his dinner ready.